So the people who are out there, they represented the whole world. And that is why his first message is from the city to the world, Olbi et Orbet. And from the city to the world, he will bless the people. This is what, from the city of Rome, you will talk to the rest of the world. And here, all the challenges that we face. He is a spiritual leader, but at the same time being the head of state and being the vicar, he also, as I said, his capacity to interact with world leaders will shape things around the world. Economically, it will shape even militarily, will shape, how governments and leaders behave. So the Pope has an enormous task. But first, we who are his foot soldiers, we will also look at his personality and his vision. So the bishops around the world, we know, and this is the position and the vision of the current pontiff, and they will also act that way. He is the leader, he is the vicar, and every other person you have to, follow what he is doing. And the other day we were talking about Pope Francis here,
yes.
And I don't know where I got the impression or the phrase, but I said he's a human pope, but with the heart of the master. And you saw that from Pope Leo XIV when he came out. Now, we who are from this part of the world, and I think it's good that we bring it closer home. And the team will say, oh, but I call him.
Absolutely.
So we bring it back home. See what the church has done for us. Many people keep asking, what is the impact the church has for the church, for the people out here? Nathaniel, as well as I do, look at the number of schools. When the church was in charge of schools, the quality of education we had, the discipline we had, and look at our health facilities and the quality we had. Now, if the church is able to strengthen its engagement with the society, things will be different. And this comes from the position, of the Holy Father, where I was just reading the documents, 2015, you remember when the bishops of the Benue Valley wrote a document, that guided the elections,
yes.
Okay? How leaders should be held accountable if they don't deliver on their campaign promises. All these documents were calling for peace, calling for unity, no to electoral violence and all that. What has happened to that? This is what the Holy Father expects we, the foot soldiers, to do, to represent the church wherever we are. And I expect that his ability to engage with world leaders will surely bring peace, since his first words were, peace be with you. And this is what the world needs. So, given that he also knows Nigeria, let me put it that way very well. He's been here. He's an Augustinian. We have Augustinian community. I think their largest house is here in Makurdi. So we have kind of some affinity with the present Pope. We have always had with all the other popes, but this one on a more personal level. So we expect that even back here in Nigeria, with all the crises we're facing, if the Pope is able to engage with leaders, he will also guide their behavior, especially where it's not good for the common people. And we expect, above all, this time, the Pope to get the leaders to talk peace and act peace. And I see that happening. Honestly, I see that happening. More so that the President of the United States, who somehow reactions has caused, the shock around the world, in the financial sector, in the economy, by his tariff, will be anxious, and I think he's anxious to have a world leader and a Holy Father who will be able to, intervene and somehow bring succor to people through other means. So I foresee a president of the United States, doing everything the Pope asks him to do. And if the United States is able to call other countries to peace, if he tells Israel now, you stop bombarding of innocent Gazans, Israel will do that. If he tells Russia, I don't want any more bombs to drop in Ukraine, he will do that. If he calls our president Tinubu and say, look, stop the killings of innocent Christians and farmers and get the terrorist headsmen out, he will do it. So we see the Pope, who is already coming from a place like Peru, experience suffering on his own skin through the people he has led, or through as a bishop, a priest, and a bishop, and a cardinal. I see him doing that. He is called for peace, and I see this man do that, and I believe it. I saw that we have seen other popes who are also as prepared everywhere intellectually, but you can see how outstanding this simple man is, given that he's an Augustinian. And Augustinian, their priority has always been, of course, spirituality, but education through St. Augustine. And St. Thomas Aquinas built so much on the philosophy and the theology of Augustine, which the church uses. So I see that happening now, backing up his presence, his vision, not just philosophically, theologically, and spiritually. All right. I see the transformation happening.
All right. Well, our time is totally up. But Father Vicar Irapu, you share in the priesthood of the Pope. In fact, the Pope was once a priest like you. You schooled in Rome. You did a lot of staying there.
Yeah.
Could you recall the same words the Pope prayed? Peace be with you in Latin, and conclude, peace be to the people of Benue to Agate Radio in Latin. Let's have a feel of that Papa blessing.
The Holy Father came and he said, La pace sia con tutti voi, Dominus vobiscum. And he blessed not just Rome, those who were in the square, but when he said, La pace sia con tutti voi, Dominus vobiscum, he was giving that blessing to Benue too. And through Agate Radio, I am saying to all of the listeners, wherever you are, Dominus vobiscum, la pace di Gesù risorto sia con tutti voi.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen. And that would be a fine place for us to leave it on today's edition of Perspectives. Very Reverend Father Dr. Moses Aundove Irapu is a Vicar General Pastoral of the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi. He is also the Director of Social Communications of the Diocese. He joined us here on Perspectives today, which we shared our thoughts together on the emergence of Pope Leo XIV for the Catholic Church. Father Vicar, we thank you very much indeed for your valuable time and the insights you have shared on the program.
Thank you, Nathaniel, for the great job you're doing, and thanks to Agate Radio for providing the platform for us to reach the rest of the world.
Thank you. We're encouraged. We also appreciate very sincerely a Knight of St. John International President, Makurdi Catholic Diocesan Laity Council, Sir Andrew Njiekes J.I., who joined us virtually from Taraku in Gwes local government area. Dear listener, that's our program today. Join us next week Monday for a fresh edition. My name is Nathaniel. Now, have yourself a great weekend ahead and share in the blessings of the Holy Father, His Holiness Pope Leo XIV. Goodbye.